Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how to identify the bond is ionic or covalent. If the bond is covalent, then it is nonpolar or polar. So here we have some molecules. So before identify the bond, we need to able to determine the difference between ionic and covalent bond. So as we know, ionic bond created by transfer of electron and covalent bond created by sharing of electrons. And ionic bond exists usually between metal and non-metal. And covalent bond exists usually between two nonmetals. And in this case we have to look electronegative value for both atoms. So let's start with this molecule. So here we have CH4 molecule. Write down the chemical structure of CH4. So here we have CH bond. CH. As we know, carbon is non-metal and hydrogen is also non-metal. So they combine and form covalent bond. Two nonmetals combine and form covalent bond. So the question is, this is polar covalent bond or non-polar covalent bond. Now we need to look the electronegative value for both atoms. So here we have some En values you should know. So hydrogen, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So En value for hydrogen is 2.1 and for boron is 2.0, for carbon 2.5, for nitrogen 3.0 and En value for oxygen is 3.5, for fluorine 4.0, for chlorine 3.0, for bromine 2.8 and for iodine 2.5. So fluorine is most electronegative element. So here En value for carbon is 2.5 and hydrogen 2.1. As I told you in last video, if En difference is greater than 0.5, the bond is said to be polar, and if En value is less than equal to 0.4, the bond is said to be non-polar. So here En difference is equals to 0.4. So this bond is said to be non-polar bond. So CH4 is non-polar. Our next molecule is Cl2. So in Cl2 both atoms are same, so electronegativity for both atoms will be same, and chlorine is non-metal. So this molecule is also non-polar. Our next molecule is MgO. So in MgO, magnesium oxide magnesium is metal and oxygen is non-metal. So this is the indication of ionic bond. Metal and non-metal combine and form ionic bond. Our next molecule is NaF, sodium fluoride. So in NaF, both atoms are different, and this is sodium is metal. We all know sodium is metal, and fluorine is a halogen, and it is non-metal. So this is the indication of ionic bond. So this is ionic bond. So in this ionic bond is present. Our next molecule is LiF, lithium fluoride. So in LiF, lithium is metal and fluorine is non-metal. So this bond is also ionic bond, because metal and non-metal combine and form ionic bond. Our next molecule is HBr. Both atoms are different, and this hydrogen is non-metal and bromine is also non-metal. So non-metals combine and form covalent bond. Now the question is, this is non-polar covalent bond or polar covalent bond. So let's see the electronegativity value for both atoms. So for hydrogen, En value is 2.1 and for bromine is 2.8. So En difference will be 0.7 and it is greater than 0.5. So this bond is considered as polar covalent bond. Polar covalent bond. Our next molecule is IBr. Both atoms are different, and iodine is non-metal, bromine is also non-metal. So non-metal combine and form covalent bond. Now let's see the En value for both element. So for En value is 2.5 and for bromine atom is 2.8. So the En difference will be 0.3 and En value is less than 0.4. So this bond is considered as non-polar covalent bond. This bond is non-polar covalent bond. Now our next molecule is CAS. So in this molecule, as we know, calcium is a metal and sulfur is non-metal, and metal and non-metal combine and form ionic bond. Our next molecule is OH. So both atoms are different, and oxygen is non-metal, hydrogen is also non-metal. Now look at the En value for both atoms. So the En value for oxygen is 3.5 and for hydrogen is 2.1. So the En difference is equals to 1.4. As you can see, En value is more greater than 0.5, so this is more polar. So this is polar covalent bond. Thanks for watching this video.